I don't know. Could they be undefeated? You know what? Let's talk about that later in the show. Let's talk about that later in the show. I know I went on a Pittsburgh homer rant there, but let's talk about that later in the show. I do want to go over something really quick with you, though, because I know you have a strong opinion of this. This is a strong opinion that you have. Raiders beat the Chiefs a few weeks ago. Let me finish. This is a dramatic pause. Yeah. Raiders beat the Chiefs a few weeks ago. Game's over. John Gruden takes the bus, loads up the players, and does a lap around Arrowhead Stadium. Is it still called Arrowhead Stadium?
It is.
There's no sponsorship on that thing?
Not that I know of. It's Kansas City.
Okay, good enough. We'll just call it Arrowhead Stadium. Yeah. Takes a lap around Arrowhead Stadium, which enrages a ton of people. Now, there are so many layers to why you could be upset with this. Gruden used to work with Andy Reid. Andy Reid hired Gruden as an assistant, so apparently they go back a while. They're division rivals. I want to know how you feel about what John Gruden and his Las Vegas Raiders did in Kansas City.
I'll start by saying that I do love John Gruden. Always have. Love his energy. And this is kind of a typical Gruden fashion, a typical antic of him trying to get under Andy Reid's skin or get under anyone's skin if he can. My reaction to it is a bit surprised. I mean, what are you really celebrating? You beat the Chiefs in what was it, week 5? Okay, yes, you handed them their first loss, but it was still early in the season. You're gonna see them again. You gotta act like you've been there before, John. I mean, you're a Super Bowl winning coach, and you're doing a victory lap after a regular season win against the best team in the league. I just don't get it. I also think that it's like that's a bear. Andy Reid is a bear that you don't really want to poke. Patrick Mahomes is a bear that you don't want to poke. Why give them any more motivation, any more fuel to come out and kick your ass this week, which they're most likely going to do? Bus or not, I don't even think the Chiefs. It probably shouldn't register to them at all because, they didn't even play that well. Like if they brought their A game against the Raiders and the Raiders won, that's a different story. Chiefs played bad, Raiders played really well, Raiders won. If both teams play okay, Chiefs are going to win every time. The Chiefs are definitely going to win. They're going to go into Las Vegas, light that torch, and come out, tying the series up.
You're saying definitely. This is definitely they're taking one back this weekend.
Absolutely.
All right. So this is going to shock a lot of people that are listening to the podcast, shock a lot of people that listen all the time, but I 1,250,000% disagree with you. First of all, you're right about something. You have to act like you've been there before, and I get that part. John Gruden has been there before. Exactly. That was a long time ago. And that's not this team. And it's been forever since the Raiders have been there before. So let me just point out that this is a new team, a young team, and he's trying to instill that second year of, guys, I'm here. We're better than we were. We're no longer the lowly dog of the division. We're not even the lowly dog of the conference. We're a contender. And to prove it, we just came into Kansas City and laid the smackdown on Patrick Mahomes and big fat Andy Reid. And I'm going to take a hot dog and I'm going to get in this bus and I'm going to drive around and I'm going to go da-da-da-da-da. I'm going to play songs. I'm like, da-da-da-da-da-da. And we're all going to dance and everyone's going to know about it. And if no one knows about it, I'm going to have our PR guy make sure he sends out a tweet and goes, oh my God, I can't believe what we did. Because I want everyone on this team to know that we're not afraid of anybody. And that's the message that you send your team when you go for a victory lap around the block. It's not a message to Andy Reid. It's not a message to Kansas City. It's not a message to the rest of the NFL. It's a message to your team saying, guess what? When you're good boys and girls, I'm going to give you a quarter so you can ride a little donkey machine over there.
But what's the real message? I mean, so what? The players have to wait another half an hour to drive some bus around this. They want to go home. They want to go to the airport and go back home to Las Vegas. And what is the real message that John Gruden is sending to his team? Hey,
that's the thing. No one knows what our season's over now. Real message in the bus. I mean, if you think they were sitting in the bus and they were all just sitting there and he was staring straight ahead, Like I think you're delusional. I think he was on the bus. I think he was having one of those Jerry Maguire moments where he's like, "Who's with me?" And they're all like, "We're with you, coach. Let's drive around the bus. Let's drive around the stadium." And there's COVID. There's no traffic. Like, when can you ever do that again? Like, I would take a victory lap around every stadium this year, because you'll never be able to do it again. Vaccines are 94.7%. By the way, this is not factual. This is just some stuff I'm saying. I don't want to get kicked off a platform, but just like vaccines are 94% efficient now. We're gonna inject everybody in the ass. Everyone's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. Next year there'll be 60,000 morons in Arrowhead Stadium screaming and yelling for Patrick Mahomes. He'll have a mohawk. They'll be running down Chiefs, throwing spears. It's gonna be crazy, and you're not gonna be able to drive around a lap around the stadium. So enjoy it while you can.
Nah. I don't think so. I read an article that said
I love your response. Yeah.
No, I just disagree.
Everything I said made sense. Yeah.
I guess, but I heard John Gruden did it to piss off an arrogant bus driver that was from Kansas City. He was driving the bus from the stadium to the airport, and the bus driver made some smart aleck comment or something to John Gruden. So to piss him off, John Gruden made him drive the bus around the stadium and do a victory lap just to shove it in the bus driver's face. And you know what? If that's what happened, then I'm back on it. I love it.
Boom.
Because screw that bus driver, and you're John Gruden. You can do whatever you want. So I'm fine with that. I just don't want to reward my team too early.
I won. I think I won. I feel like there was a debate here and I won.
You can have that one.